when I am talking about smoothies this large for lunchtime, okay? The goal is to get you to listen to your body, right? The goal is to get you to listen to your body. And the reason why I share these things that I eat when it's such big volumes is so you guys can start to understand potentially the volume of food that you may need. However, there's something important to understand. Your height matters. How big you are matters. Haley, welcome. You inspired this live just now. Welcome to the party, my friend. Welcome to the party. Tall girl gang. Exactly. Tall girl gang. I am tall, right? So we're going to give a little correction to the context of the story that I posted. Now, tall people need more food, okay? Tall people need a lot more food, and I almost didn't recognize this until I started to work with a lot of short people. Tall people need exponentially more food than shorter people because shorter people cannot cram all of that into their bodies. Now, in my case, I recognize the volume of food. I am tall. I'm 5'9". Tall people need a lot more food, okay? I recognize that the volume of food that I have is sometimes shocking to some people, especially right now. I'm on a retreat. I'm on a retreat with a lot of people who are vegan, and I do not stop eating the entire time. I notice that I'm the tallest one on the retreat, mind you, out of all men and women on this retreat. I'm the tallest one on the retreat, and I don't stop eating, and I eat until 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., an entire 12 hours, and I just don't stop. And it's funny seeing that, and it's funny seeing the comparison between other people who are shorter. And when we talk about the volume of food, I'm 5'9". I'm not 5'11". I'm 5'9". You sure it's not the parasites? Ooh, good question. Am I sure it's not the parasites? No. What am I eating that's feeding parasites? I'm eating green smoothies, fruits, greens, sprouts, tahini. It's not the parasites when you eat like that. It's not the parasites at all when you eat like that. So for my friends who are tall, this is I'd say like a 5'8" and up. I got an idea. Take fiber tablets from Walmart. Absolutely not. Absolutely not taking fiber tablets from Walmart. So 5'8" and above, y'all need a higher volume of food, right? Yes, of course I've done a parasite cleanse. Haley, I'm sure it's not the parasites. Yeah, I know. Why not eat from 12 to 6? Because I don't want to eat from 12 to 6. I don't want to eat from 12 to 6. Ooh, I don't like the energy on the live right now. A lot of people coming with bad energy. Boom. Blocking. Lots of blocking. Lots of blocking happening. Block. I don't like when people feed off of each other's energy in here. That's not a good time. So the reason why I don't eat in an intermittent fast because I am of fertility age. Okay? I am fertile. I'm a woman. I require nourishment for my hormones. I require... Keep blocking. Oh yeah, I'm going to keep blocking. Of course I'm going to keep blocking. Block party. Okay, anyways, let me get back on track here. Thank you for the blanket of protection, Haley. Wow, this is so interesting. I want to eat all day too, but heard it creates insulin resistance. I'm not insulin resistant at all. I'm not insulin resistant in the slightest. I'm the opposite of insulin resistant. I'm the opposite of insulin resistant. When I first started this life, I used to take my blood sugar just to see what was happening. There was never a single issue with my blood sugar. Naturally, yes. Naturally, it will go up a little bit when I eat high amounts of fruits, but then it still doesn't go up that high when you buffer fruits with greens. When you're buffering fruits with greens, the greens take a hit of that glycemic load. Especially at Ann Wigmore, they're allowing you to eat fruits in terms of like watermelon juices watermelon juice is always done by itself, but even like papayas and apples and things, these are eaten with greens. And their philosophy, and it makes sense, greens buffer glycemic hits of fruit like that. Now, I'm definitely not concerned about fruit sugar in general, especially when your diet is very balanced and higher in greens, especially when you're not eating additional potatoes and rice and things like that. Because when you start to have sugar on top of other starchy foods, you're having this thing that feeds fungus. You're having like high sugar and high starch. So there's no part of you. There's like this imbalance of your diet on both sides, right? When we're high in leafy greens, this will balance. High in raw veg, this will balance. Get balance of fat. Not in excess, mind you. But it's important, y'all. It's important to balance. It's important to understand greens and the benefits of greens. It's important to understand that this lifestyle will not cause insulin resistance. That's dumb, right? Humans way back in the day, they literally just listened to their body, when to eat, when they could get food, when they had it available, all of the above. And when you start to exercise, you get more hungry. Ever since I started like exercising decently on this retreat, actually, we've been walking a lot. We're walking a lot and I'm eating a lot, right? I do a lot of walking. I do a lot of jogging. That's the kind of exercise that I'm feeling the vibes with lately. And I'm tall. So the volume of food that I require is very, very much. And I saw someone in the comments. Ooh, guys, the waves are picking up. Waves are picking up. If you can hear it, that's good. Someone said, I heard Ted mention with you that you get most of your calories from fruit, but what's your average split between fruit versus greens versus food? So my split, let's go through, I'll just tell you guys what I eat in a day. What I eat in a day, being 5'9", fairly active, daily walking, excessively, daily walking. I wouldn't say excessively, daily walking a lot though, like probably 3 miles, maybe 2.5 to 3 miles of walking. I enjoy that. Body weight squats is a thing. Love me some push-ups, body weight movements for now. So being 5'9", let's see. Morning time is a smoothie, massive. Entire Vitamix blender of a smoothie in the morning. That will last me, right now I'm on Pacific time. It's only 12 noon here, so this is my lunch as well. Earlier today, I had 32 ounces of juice, carrot, orange, and ginger juice, 32 ounces of juice. I woke up at 8 a.m., made some juice, had 32 ounces of juice, had dehydrated bananas, drizzled in some raw cacao. I had, what else did I snack on today? I had a couple cherries, and then I made this smoothie. Okay. This is now probably going to last me another hour. That's going to last me another hour. And then I guess I'll just update you on my stories, what else I eat. But in theory, that would last me another hour. I'd have a snack towards the afternoon, cukes and guac. I love cucumbers and guacamole. Oh my gosh. Probably like a half an avocado to a whole avocado's worth of guac. Would you ever host a retreat? I'm hosting a retreat the first weekend of September in Colorado. I'm hosting a retreat Labor Day weekend in Colorado, the Rocky High Mountains of Colorado. It's called the Raw Food Forest Retreat. We are covering wild crafting, meditation, raw living foods. We're talking about understanding how to stay mineralized and make raw meals and shop for raw meals and all the above. Enjoying some nature, right? Some sunlight. So yeah, I'm hosting a retreat first weekend of September in Colorado. If you want more information on coming to the retreat in Colorado, the Raw Food Forest Retreat, please DM me the word forest. Forest. Y'all can DM me the word forest. Absolutely. I am also in a building phase after being so depleted after the fruit fasting. Yes, Haley, thank you for the reminder. Thank you for the reminder. For the last year, I have been rebuilding my body back up and making sure to cleanse while also nourishing myself after doing 3 entire months on a fruit juice fast. 100% fruit juices. That is not enough minerals to maintain yourself, especially as a woman. Especially as a woman who requires a period, right? We don't want to lose our periods completely, which I did to some degree, right? Yeah. Guys, it's so important to learn from your mistakes and really work to heal your own body before you speak about things. Now, I said on my story the other day, actually, when I was talking about my face, and obviously my face breaks out, right? I'm also in the middle of traveling. My face breaks out compared to what it used to be, though, right? Compared to what it used to be, chronic cystic acne that would not break down and would not go away. Chronic cystic acne everywhere on my face, the whole 9 yards, whole thing covered. Okay. If I were to wait until I were completely healed, then this would not be a thing. This would not be a thing. And that doesn't make sense to me because it does feel like there's a purpose. There's a purpose in this world for people who have gone through crazy Western med treatment, which I have, to need to speak on this, because I truly believe that there's a reason why I went through the most toxic drug ever and I'm learning how to heal from the most toxic drug ever. That's such a relevant thing in today's day and age because so many people are being bogged down with crazy, crazy Western med treatments. So if I know how that looks like in my body, I don't really know many other people in my space who have had chemo in particular and are trying to heal the aftermath of chemo, because the acne started after chemotherapy, y'all. I don't know how many times I have to say that. It started after chemotherapy. Of course, there's a lot of emotions around it too. It's like, it pops up after I regret taking chemo, after I recognize it didn't have to be like that, after I recognize that it was triggered by another medication that I chose to put in my body because I was ignorant. There's a lot of like regret and shame and guilt and like this like energy around the fact that like, oh my gosh, I have to like do damage control, you know? I think you're awesome, heart, but focus one convo at a time. You were talking food for the day. I don't like that comment. Do you know why I don't like that comment? Because you're taking me out of flow state right now. I'm here to have a conversation and I'm looking out at the mountains right now and I'm communicating from what I feel called to communicate with. So if you've ever been on my live before, anyone who's on my live, y'all know, we don't focus on one conversation at a time. And I know y'all are here for a purpose, but if you're here to hear about the food to eat in a day, go to my free community, go download my free guide, and go get it packaged in a nice little silver platter for you guys, the answers that you're looking for. If you are asking me to stick to one topic on a live, right? It's a live. I'm sitting here on a Adirondack chair, bright yellow, enjoying. So if you want to hear more about food in particular, go to the very formal answers on a silver platter pieces of content and communities and extensive amounts of courses and meal plans and guides that I've created for you guys. Completely for free, actually. Completely for free. Go over there for that. But what was I saying? Totally forgot what I was saying. I was just sharing my story a little bit more again and again and again, because sometimes I just have to reflect out loud, you know? Have to reflect out loud, especially when obviously I'm in a house of like all vegan people and everybody looks beautiful. Everybody's gorgeous and everybody looks so young and everybody's skin is beautiful, and it's like, yeah, like I have that to some degree, right? Like rest of my body's skin looks beautiful, and of course there's this like one thing that keeps me humble on purpose, a lot of emotion of shame and regret, especially because of Western med treatment. That's the sticky part. We're healing from physical aftermath and emotional aftermath from Western medical most toxic drug, right? And that stuff affects your liver and your lymph, you guys. Any medications, any vaccines, any long-term pills, anything like that, chemo, steroids, all the above. It affects your liver so deeply. I can't even explain to you. So deeply, and ends up affecting the lymphatic system so deeply. And in somebody's body who's very prone to having skin stuff, my body is so prone to having skin stuff. I have a skin ring around my iris that honestly is very prevalent. My eyes will look lighter sometimes if I'm like really caring for my body, dry brushing, saunaing, moving, moisturizing, all the things. The skin ring lightens up and my eyes appear much lighter. But in general, my entire lineage, everybody had skin stuff. Dad has acne, brother has acne, aunts have acne. Everybody has been skin stuff. That's that genetic component, right? And this is where we talk about root causes of disease. Genetic component, accumulation of waste, and deficiency of disease. And then stress. But I don't consider that a physical thing, right? I do talk about a lot how I on Instagram talk mostly all about physical healing, and then once we get into containers of knowing each other, obviously all the emotional stuff starts to come up on a detox process. Because naturally you start to detox emotions too. Is it good to go down on a jabbed woman asking for a friend? So shedding is a thing. Shedding is a thing, right? I feel like my stance has recently been shifted. My stance has recently been shifted on that. Because I've met one person in particular recently where their mindset on the whole issue is so aligned with me. Do you think any disease requires an all-fruit diet? That is a good question. Destiny, we're going to table that one. I'm going to pin that one, and we're going to talk about it in 1 second after I talk about people and sex and the jab. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second for that one. So I met one person recently that's changed my outlook maybe on me being so strict about it, because their mindset on it is exactly the same, but they happen to be a career status, a professional career status, that they are like a public figure and they weren't in a mindset to say no at the time, right? Except their mindset on it is a thing, like last person to wear a mask in the locker rooms and like last person to do whatever. So my opinion on it might be shifting slightly, but only because they've been willing to detox. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think shedding is a thing and interacting is a thing. And if you're sovereign in your body, I'm not really scared of like taking on stuff from other people. But someone here just said, but no babies. I 100% agree with that one in particular. I 100% agree with that one. The no babies, yeah, someone would need to detox that jab out of them first. But it's fine, because I mean, it's funny because like I'm me and I know the information. So if I have a partner, because my mindset is shifting on how rigid things need to be about the jab based on their situation and their current mindset, and they're like, hell yeah, put me through a protocol, I like that energy. You know, because I know how to get that out, right? I know how to get that out. I'm getting chemo out. It's the same process. Same exact process. Same exact process. Crazy Western med drugs. And of course, this is a new thing. But if you really think about it, it's like, we're just humans on this earth. We're humans on this earth. Why are we going to take life so serious? Just chill. You find somebody you love. You want to have a good time. They're willing to detox and go through a little process for you. They're willing to do that before you have babies so your kids can have strong genes. It's like, everybody goes through stuff. Everybody has stuff in their body. Everybody has some shit. Like, if you're willing to detox, then, you know, you got it. You're doing as much as you possibly can. How do you know when the chemo is gone from your body? I know when the chemo is gone from my body when my face stops breaking out. That's how I know. That's how I know. Do you think any disease requires an all-fruit diet? This is a good question to get into. What if detox never gets rid of the mRNA? Oh yeah, Indy, you are spot on, my friend. That's why I said this jab is a little bit different. This jab is a little bit different. That's what I'm saying. J&J is not like that though. J&J, I feel more confident about a J&J. However, this is a little bit different. That's what I'm saying. But if you really think about it, detoxification is the best bet we have. Detoxification is the best bet we have at clearing anything out of the body. So, in my opinion now, if the standards are, I don't want to be with anybody who's jabbed, okay. That might be my standard. That might not be my standard. I'm being put in places where it's kind of being challenged a little bit, you know? But when people are like willing to hear what I have to say and are fully like, oh, I want to detox this thing out of me, it's like a different mental energy, you know? The mind is stronger than the body. The mind and nature are always stronger than the forces that be and powers that be, okay? And I'm just getting to a place where I don't believe things have to be so rigid, you know? It doesn't have to be so rigid. We don't have to be so fearful. We're all humans just living on this earth. Like, if you got the jab and you want to have babies, just go through a detox. That's it. That's your best option. It's not like, oh my God, I got the jab, I need to now completely ruin my whole trajectory of life and like refuse to have kids. Because obviously you're okay. You know, obviously you're alive. You know what I'm saying? Obviously you're alive and the body's adaptable, and I believe so much in the body's natural capacity to heal itself and be adaptable and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I would say detoxification with prayer. Boom. There you go. Detox with prayer. Just put in your best effort. That's it. Be with a partner who was willing to put in their best effort. Amazing conversation, guys. This is a good one. This is a great one. So that goes across the board. Because if I really think about it too, think about this. I would not try to have a baby after having chemo. Think about that. That's the same thing. That's the exact same thing. I would not try to have a baby with somebody after having chemo. That's the exact same thing. I would not try to have a baby coming right off of birth control. I would not try to have a baby coming right off of statin medications. I would not have a baby while popping baby aspirin if a doctor tells me to do that shit. I would not do that. So it's the same thing. That chemical overload in the body is the exact same thing. So jab or no jab, just because there was a huge issue about it, right? There's a huge issue. This is the thing that blew everybody's brains wide fucking open. Because in my case too, this jab stuff was the first thing that literally shocked me into reality. Because before this, I was fully indoctrinated in college. Fully on a liberal agenda, fully, to the fucking fullest. And that was during a time period. I was fully in liberal agenda while my health incident happened and I was going through chemo, right? Health incident, going through chemo, fully liberal agenda, totally let the doctors handle it. But my mindset was there. My mindset was, I'm not going to die for this. I know that I'm not going to die from this. I know there's a reason for this. I can fully trust the doctors. And then we have a placebo effect. Chemotherapy did not heal me. Steroids did not heal me. Blood transfusions upon blood transfusions did not heal me from that autoimmune thing. It was literally my mindset being like, okay, yep, I'm going to be out of this hospital in 2.5 weeks. I'm going to be totally fine. Nothing's happened. I'm going to finish college from a hospital bed. I'm going to totally be like eating food and having food delivered to me during this hospital stay. Like the mindset is what healed me. And I got out of the hospital. Listen to this, guys. I was in a hospital for literally 2 weeks, a little bit over 2 weeks. Completely. Couldn't walk, couldn't shower, couldn't stand up by myself, needed a wheelchair to get around. People had to carry me around. Everything. Finishing college from my laptop in a hospital bed while getting chemo every day, blood transfusion every day. And there was one honor society induction at my college that was happening. The National Honor Society induction at my college was happening. And it was happening April 16th, 2019. I end up in a hospital overnight, April 1st, 2019. Every single day, the doctors would test me to see my blood, and my blood was not holding, right? It was not holding. That means your blood count wasn't staying stable, okay? My blood count wasn't staying stable. They checked every single day. Got chemo every day, blood transfusion every day, steroids every day, was on medications every single day for 2 whole weeks. And they're like, we can't let you leave until your blood numbers are stable for 3 whole days. That's what they said to me. 3 whole days. I knew this from the very beginning of the 2-week span. 3 whole days, my blood numbers had to be stable. Explain to me, April 16th, I had an honor society induction back at my college, and I knew that I had this. And for some reason, it was important to me to go to this. It was important for me. I held a lot of high standard on academics. It was really nice that like I could go to this event and kind of like be around other people and like I liked that shit. You know what I mean? April 13th was the first day. Blood numbers hold on April 13th. Blood numbers hold on April 14th. Blood numbers hold on April 15th. I am released the morning of April 16th. I drive straight back up from Boston to New Hampshire, and I go to the Honor Society induction with my entire neck wrapped up from a central line being put down my artery into my fucking heart. And I am at the Honor Society induction, fully walking, fully talking, fully hair curly, showered, whole 9 yards, good to go. 3 days, my blood numbers held. The 16th was the 3rd day, the Honor Society induction. So if that doesn't go to show you, the mind is the most powerful. The mind is the most powerful. That's the story. The mind is the most powerful. Chemotherapy did not heal me. Now I know chemotherapy did not heal me. It feels absolutely so divine. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Okay. That was a long time, y'all. That was a long little story. Someone's talking so much about humic and fulvic acid. Yeah, okay. Like, use minerals. Use minerals. Exactly. I hear people give up class A drugs when they find out they're pregnant. Surely the deed's done. Shouldn't they give up before? Ding, 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 ding. Of course the deed's done. Because you can't detox while pregnant. That's the problem. You can't detox while pregnant because you break through barriers. You break through those drugs break through placental barriers, break through blood-brain barriers, right? They break through that shit. You can't detox while being pregnant because you're at risk of losing pregnancies. So if you're planning on getting pregnant and you were on class A Western med drugs or jabs or everything, we detox you. We detox you before you have babies. We detox you before you have babies. Needed to hear that going through it. Oh my gosh, girl. We don't need to be going through it. We don't need to be going through it. We are here. We are here. There are answers. Like, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you guys for listening to that. That was a good time. That was a good share. Let me take a break and drink this drink for a second. This smoothie is mango, spring mix, banana. That's it. Mango, spring mix, and banana. Massive quantity. All right, let me answer this question that I pinned. Do you think any disease requires an all-fruit diet? This is a very intricate question. This is a very intricate question, and you guys need to understand why. All fruit diets. If you're going to go all fruit, you need to go all fruit. Okay? However, if you're going all fruit in a mainstream country, you will be depleted. You will 100% be depleted. If you're buying your fruit from Walmart and a grocery store, you cannot live off an all fruit diet. You cannot live off an all fruit diet. So any disease, if we ship you to the islands of Hawaii and you eat 100% fruit diet in the islands of Hawaii, where their fruit is grown right there, okay? Fruit is grown right there. Islands of Hawaii, they will 100% heal on an all fruit diet. In the islands of Hawaii with high mineral, dense, nourishing fruits. You cannot be on an all fruit diet for healing. You cannot be on an all fruit diet for healing if you're buying produce from grocery stores and Walmart, especially if your body depletes quickly. Okay? You'll notice your teeth start to get sensitive and then they start to go. You'll notice hair can thin. You'll notice nails can break. You'll notice you feel like high and buzzy all the time. Okay? Someone says, it's been 5 years. It's TF you talking about, LOL. My friend, I know way too many people who have gone through depletions while trying all fruit diets the wrong way, my friend. Most people are not tapped into the ability to use breath as a nourisher, my friend. Okay? Someone says, what if it's all organic from like Sprouts? No, because they pick these fruits ripe. They pick these fruits unripe. They pick these fruits unripened. You need to wean into it. Okay, my friend, as Dean or whatever. This is what happens when we're on live and people start to hear statements after statements after statements after statements with no context. Because you're saying, the fuck you talking about? I've been on an all fruit diet all 5 years. What the fuck you talking about? And now there's another layer that you had to add to it. You're like, I use sun and breath and prana. Okay? Now you just had to add another layer to it. You definitely have to wean into it. People do not do that. You guys need to understand. When you're communicating about health, you cannot communicate in these ways of, what the fuck you talking about? Or you need to be doing this. Or it's this or nothing. Or you can't talk about it like that, because do you know why? I've given this example before. If I put out a protocol for somebody right now for total free on the internet, if I gave you guys actual detox protocols, okay? Actual detox protocols. You said can't. You're right, because you can't. That's a statement. You cannot live off an all-fruit diet in the United States buying from grocery stores. 100% you can't. That's a can't statement. Absolutely. That is a can't statement. You can't do that. And I'm saying that for your benefit. That's not even a negative vibration around that. It's actually a negative vibration if you hear, I need to be all fruit or nothing. I need to be all fruit or nothing. So then you go to these grocery stores thinking that being all fruit is going to do anything. And then you end up with cavities and start losing your hair completely because you're depleted. That's what I did. That's why I speak on these things, because I learn about it in my experience, right? I speak about things. There are people that don't eat, though. I personally don't care that there are people that don't eat. I don't care that there are people that are breatharians. I don't care about that, because that is not the audience that I'm speaking to. I'm not even trying to ascend to a place of breatharian. That is such a niche amount of people. That is a purist amount of people. Why would I even talk about that? You know what I'm saying? Why would I even talk about that? That's not even relevant for me to talk about. Do y'all feel like it's relevant for me to be talking about and addressing from a place of breatharians, people who don't eat at all, and using that as some sort of justification that you can eat fruit every single day, forever, off grocery stores? Do you think that's a justification? Because that's not on my opinion. Not on my opinion. I'm saying anything is possible with proper protocols. Anything is possible with proper protocols, with your embodied intuition, with your connection to yourself. And most people that I speak to every single day do not have a connection and embodiment honed in on within themselves, where they have an intuition that they can listen to, and they don't know how to do that yet, which is why I start on this level. Jay, you're funny. Even breatharians are depleted because of weather manipulation and climate control. It's like so funny. It's so funny. I really want you guys to understand. I do not. I literally do not. Sorry. People are saying they're horny in the chat and I have to block them. I'm so sorry, everybody. So sorry, everyone. I do not get behind any of this purist, ultimate detox, only one way, all fruit or die. I don't do that. Do you know why I don't do that? Do you know why I don't do that? Because I'm a normal person, and I'm not saying they're not normal people. I'm just saying I am very rooted in this life that we live where I'm like, oh, I actually have to go to the grocery store. I have to buy food from the grocery store. Sometimes I can't hunt down my local regenerative farmer. You know? Exactly. You just choose your path. You just choose your path and you enjoy it. It is placebo. That's a perfect statement. I love that. It's all placebo. Choose your path and have fun. Definitely both normal people. Exactly. My bad. I should say I'm in a path that is much more aligned with where most people want to be instead of these very, very niche groups, you know? Now, when people can ascend to a level of breatharian, damn. Do you follow Jeff Juices? Curious because I think his entire meals are fruits only, but not sure. Okay, so listen to this. I'm right here. I'm at a retreat right here with the Ted Carr at Fruitarian on Instagram. The Ted Carr. For the longest time, I thought Ted only ate fruits. Ted showed a ton of fruit meals, had a ton of fruit pictures, would do cucumbers, would do avocados, would do all the things. Thought he only ate fruit. That's not the case. That's never the case. That's never the case. Instagram is not real life. Instagram is not real life. And I'm not saying Ted is purposely lying. I'm just saying Ted likes to take photos of amazing fruit and awesome smoothies and awesome fruit meals, right? But the reality of it is you guys are seeing all these meals on Instagram. You guys are seeing all these things and people highlight this certain thing. They highlight this certain thing and then you think that that's all they eat. No. You know how many people I know, or not even, I shouldn't even say no. How many people are in networks of me and my peers and they 100% are, I'm Dr. Morris 100%, all fruit. And then behind the scenes, they have to go slug down potatoes because they're depleted. You know how many times I've heard that? And that's not me shitting on Dr. Morris either. Dr. Morris is a beautiful person. Dr. Morris is a beautiful person who used to talk about greens, and his books, his videos used to talk about greens and the importance of greens, and just something happened where humans, us, who are going through courses and things, just latch on to this one thing. They latch on to this one thing, and they're like, this is the thing. I'm in the fruit cult. I'm in the breatharian cult. I'm in the this, I'm in the that. And the only reason I'm saying cult is because, and cult doesn't really have a negative connotation in my opinion. I mean, it does, but cult is very just like that. Blinders on, you found your vision that you recognize as God, and like that's the thing you follow with no question about it. And I've just seen people who try all fruit have never tried high greens. I've never met somebody who eats high greens who is upset about it. I've met plenty of people who eat high fruit and only fruit who are upset about it. Even if you're high fruit with still greens, people feel great. But when I meet people who are all fruit and try 100% fruit and try 100% juicing for a period of time, they're pissed. That was me. They're pissed. Okay? Greens give you gas when you're cleaned out. Greens are giving you gas because you're not eating them the right way. That's why. Greens are giving you gas because you're not eating them the right way. Greens are one of the most powerful foods on this earth. Same with fruit. I'm in the mushroom cult, LMAO. I love mushrooms. I love me some mushrooms too. I love some mushrooms. Honestly. I love some mushrooms. This is a good conversation, guys. This is a great conversation. I appreciate everything happening in the chat right now. Y'all are a good time. Y'all are getting me in my bag right now. Y'all are getting me in my bag. What's the right way to consume greens? Chew them 50 times every single bite or blend them in soups and smoothies. That's what I mean by the right way. Break them down. As Dean, my friend, you're bringing a lot of negative energy to the chat right now. I just have to tell you straight up. You said mushrooms are toxic. My friend. Everything can exist in balance. I'll say everything from the earth can exist in balance. Actually, I shouldn't even say everything, because like you're not going to go eat poison ivy. But y'all know what I'm trying to say. It can exist in balance. When we make these very blanket statements that are fear-inducing and purposely made confusing, that's where we have problems. Okay? I've heard comments like greens are toxic. I've heard comments that fruits don't have enough minerals. I've heard comments mushrooms are toxic. I've heard comments, all these just statements, right? These confuse people. They confuse people because nobody has context for them, which is why I show up here and I'm like, okay, let me give you all the context. All of these imbalance, my friends. All of these imbalance. Okay? All of these in balance. My friend, Suzanne, I've seen you ask this question like 87 times. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Add some minerals to your food. Add some minerals to your food. I only use 3 products. I only use 3 products for supplementation ever. That's it. 3. That's it. Ooh, good question. I already addressed the all fruit diet thing, I feel like. I'm torn between bringing children into this world, but holding back their transformative powers is selfish. What are your thoughts? I'm torn between bringing children into this world. What are my thoughts? Are you promoting a plant-based lifestyle? I'll answer that and then I'll get into the kid stuff. Am I promoting a plant-based lifestyle? My account is about healing. My account is about healing the body. The body will not heal and eliminate mucus and eliminate waste if you are consuming animal products during a period of time, okay? I do not claim the word vegan. I do not claim the word vegan because I don't think that I'm going to avoid meat forevermore in my life. I don't think that's the case. I just don't, what am I going to put myself in a label for, y'all? I'm healing my body. So right now I eat only plants. Right now I eat plant-based. Right now, my entire account is sharing information about detoxing the body and a detox process and a healing protocol. That's what my entire account is. Once you become a client of mine and you're talking about embodying life moving forward after you cleanse your body, look at that. Exactly. You should not avoid that forever. See? Exactly. And that's the opinion I hold. That's the opinion I hold, which is why some people resonate with this. People resonate with this because, one, I'm somebody who's not living in the islands of Hawaii, having tropical fruit all the time and having such dense, high mineral fruits all the time, where I have to have greens and I have fruits and I have raw veggies and I love tahinis and I love all these things as part of my meals because I'm a foodie. I love food. I love it. I love plant-based cafes. I take myself out to dates all the time to plant-based cafes. I love it. I don't anticipate I'm going to avoid meat forever for the rest of my life, so I don't claim the word vegan. When people go through a detox process and they've healed up symptoms, right? I still have a major symptom on my body, my face, right? Still have a major symptom in my body. Meat aggravates my lymphatic system, backs up my lymphatic system, and breaks me out further. You hear that? Do you hear that? So no, right now in my life, I'm not going to have animal products. However, I have had exponential exponential improvement in my skin and my lymphatic system from 4 years ago to now. I've said before, I'm not really in a rush. I'm not in a rush to get through the healing process. My face looks the way it does. Fuck it. Okay. It looks better than it used to. Whatever. I'm still going through healing. Every other part of my body is energetic, feels good, feels strong. All of the above, right? Now, once you clean your body, symptoms clear up to the point that you're comfortable with, you can go into finding balance. Finding balance. Now, if that balance includes animal products, okay. But if symptoms start to come back again, I need y'all to understand that it doesn't mean the detox doesn't work. That's not what that means. When you start to feel symptoms again after you start to introduce foods that are more mucus forming, it doesn't mean the detox didn't work. It means that you've hit your threshold. It means that you found your threshold. Right now, Sir Ted Carr has a drone watching me. He is spying on me with his drone. Y'all go follow him. He is literally spying on me with his drone right now. It is so loud while I'm on live. Can you guys see this drone? Distracting me. I can't hear you! Can't hear him. Can't hear him. Literally driving a drone over my head. I like this though. This is good footage. This is great footage of me working, me being on live. Let me drink my smoothie for his drone a little bit. He is so close. He is so close. I'm on live. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear through a drone either. Anyway, sorry guys if you could hear that. So sorry. Hi, Stephanie. Hey. Balance is key. That's all I'll say. Balance is key. Okay? Now let me talk about this kid stuff. I believe that bringing kids into this world, no matter the situation of the world, is an absolute blessing. I will always believe that. Because I have had the luxury and the pleasure of nannying for a family over the past 7 months where the parents are fully aligned with the lifestyle that I live and are fully aligned with the way that I would raise children, and I see how they do it and I see that it works. Okay? That's the thing. I feel like people who have the mindset of like, I can't bring kids into this world because the world is so chaotic and the world is so ridiculous and the world is so evil. They're just unfortunately not around people who are actually doing it successfully. Right? They're not around people who are able to have a sovereign mind and escape the matrix a little bit and have the ability to live outside of the matrixy vibe. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't have the luxury to see how that looks in a parenting setting. And I do have that luxury. So I see that it works, and I have no problem and will absolutely bring children into this world no matter. If the world stays, and it's probably not going to, over the next 10 years when I'm thinking about having kids, if the world stays like it is right now, that's easy for me to handle. If it gets a little bit more crazy where shit is just like getting blown up and on fire and like everybody's shooting people in the streets type of stuff, that's a different story. But I'm talking about the world right now. If I were to I would bring a kid into the world right now. Absolutely. Because I see how it can work. I see that it works. I see how it can work. I see the sovereign mindset that I'm able to maintain in this matrix, and I have full confidence that, like, you can teach your kids how to do that. That's my take on it. Good question. Y'all, we've talked about a lot of topics today. Oh my goodness. We've talked about jabbed partners. We talked about babies in the matrix. We've talked about all fruit diets. We've talked about balance afterwards. We talked about the difference between like claiming vegan versus claiming healing. We've talked about the fact that I'm literally on the most beautiful lake ever. Let me show you guys again. Let me just rotate my camera for you a little bit. Let me give you a full, here you go. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm on a dock right now. I'm on the edge of a dock right now. You guys can see my view, 360 view here. I'm on the edge of a dock. Sitting on this chair. Yeah, everybody. Wow, I want to be there. Yeah, it's a great time. Whoever lasts the longest while dry fasting and remains in good health and high energy would have the superior health. Agree? No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. What lake is that? I don't know. Couldn't tell you the name. Couldn't tell you the name. I'm in a country that I'm not familiar with. Ooh. Is there a natural sunscreen that I can purchase or DIY? So I don't use sunscreen on my body, my body. I don't really burn on my body at all, really, at all. I do use a type of sunscreen on my face because acne scars and like acne are still like open wounds kind of. And because the skin is like, it's like a wound almost. It's very, very sensitive to the sun. So I do use a sunscreen oil by Living Libations. Living Libations. Native has a good sunscreen. I don't recommend Native. Living Libations for their facial sun oil is what I use. But I don't use anything on my body. I use apricot seed oil, raw organic apricot seed oil on my body to moisturize. Hi, Tori. Been having blood in my stool, black stool, pain, nausea. Went to the hospital. The doctor said I have a lot of poop aside. Any suggestions? I have no idea what's happening with your body. I have no idea what's happening with your body. I don't know what you're eating. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you tried. I don't know what triggered that. I have no idea, my friend. I can't be somebody's doctor without knowing them. I cannot be somebody's doctor without knowing more about them. Life looks so good there. It is. It's so slow. It's so slow in the best way. Slow living, slow life is beautiful. Let me stretch for a little bit. Oh my gosh. How long have I been on live, y'all? 46 minutes? That's it? Wow. Okay.